Fight! Move silent. Liu Kang, Shang Tsung, Scorpion, Shao Kahn, Raiden, Sub-Zero. Come here!
Your spine will shake. Yes. I'm simply too fast.
The void begins. Death comes for all. Dream of nightmares. Beware the shadows. Outstanding. 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 You suck. Don't make me laugh. Impressive.
Welcome back, everybody, to yet another episode of the MK Mobile Podcast. I am GTG, your host, and boy, oh boy, do we have a lot to cover in this episode. Okay, a lot to cover. I'm telling you, a lot to cover, including some seriously hot information that just came in from the Netherrealm today, okay? But first, as customary, we must do our Test Your Might segment, okay? Everybody ready? This is going to be a throwback to my last episode, so if you listened to my last episode, you should be able to get this. Or if you are a major Mortal Kombat genius, such as Tabmock99, he could probably get this. Maybe even Ben Meckler. Those two people could easily answer this question, but I think you guys can too, especially if you listen to the last episode I did. Here we go. This is your Test Your Might question. Ready? This Mortal Kombat character made his first playable debut in this game, in Mortal Kombat Mobile. Okay? That is the question. Okay, so stay tuned to the end of this episode and you will find out the answer to that question. Now, on to the main topic. On to the fresh, hot news that came out of the Netherrealm today. It's news from the Netherrealm, everybody. The newest segment of this podcast. News from the Netherrealm. No, I'm just kidding. But it is news from the Netherrealm. And the first item, the first piece we should cover, came from a tweet from the Mortal Kombat Mobile Twitter page back a day ago, actually. They tweeted out, who is a member of the White Lotus Society? The possible answers were Goro, Shao Kahn, Kitana, and Liu Kang. And of course, everybody, Liu Kang is definitely part of the White Lotus Society. Again, if you would have listened to last week's episode, you would know that too. So hopefully that helped you guys in answering that question when you saw that tweet from them. But, you know, one thing I should cover, that tweet in itself is kind of hinting at the newest tower that's coming our way. And in last week's episode, or last week, whatever episode it was, I mentioned spoilers and the fact that data miners are just being able to dig up all this information before the actual game itself is able to release it. And I was going to give you my thoughts on it, and I neglected to do that, so I apologize. My thoughts on it are I hate it. I hate spoilers. I want to find out information in this game like as a surprise. I want it to be a surprise. But again, I have to look at the reality of it. There's nothing you can do about it. Literally, it is out there. And if it's out there, I might as well put it in this podcast because this is a Mortal Kombat Mobile podcast, okay? The only way I could possibly think of this information not getting out there is if the developers and the coders could just drop that information literally after they do the marketing part of it. So they can market it, then they could add it. But I don't know. I don't think that's the way it works. So anyways, that's my thoughts. I apologize again. I didn't say that in that last episode. So there you know. Now you know my views on it. I don't like it, but it is a reality we live in, and it's out there. So you're gonna get it. Anyways, okay. So that's the first tweet. So it hinted at that White Lotus Tower that we're probably gonna get, and then it also hinted at Liu Kang. And then just today, we got a tweet from Mortal Kombat Mobile saying Earthrealm's greatest hero and champion, MK11 Liu Kang, will be joining Mortal Kombat Mobile. So we are going to get another Liu Kang, everybody, MK11 version of Liu Kang, and I can't wait to see what his passive is. He's going to be badass. And honestly, I never thought we would see another Liu Kang because we already have basically the strongest character in the game one of the strongest characters in the game. Classic Liu Kang, not to mention Fire God Liu Kang. So both those Liu Kangs are just majorly overpowered. But I think we're going to get another one. I think this MK11 Liu Kang is probably going to be overpowered as well. I can't wait to see what his passive is. But anyways, we're definitely getting MK11 Liu Kang in this next update, which is coming pretty soon, I think. So that's the major news that just came out of Netherrealm today. That's the freshest, hottest news coming out. But now I want to talk about another tower, the Classic Tower. The normal Classic Tower is still around for a couple more days. The Fatal is gone, everybody. The stressful, fatal, crashing tower is gone. And I put a tweet out, and I thought this was kind of interesting. I said, the Fatal Classic Tower ends in roughly 3 hours. Are you going to miss it? And 57% of you said no. You're not going to miss it. So it was actually more even than I thought. But what I think is, like I mentioned in the last episode, with all these towers running at the same time, you're able to get a lot more diamond drops. So the possibilities of you actually fusing diamonds was greater. And once you actually understood, and once you got your good team going on the Fatal Classic, it wasn't too bad. Of course, 184, 185, 196, they were all terrible. The retrification modifier was annoying. But once you got your teams down, and once you were able to figure out how to beat those, it wasn't too bad. You know what I mean? Those fights obviously took a little bit longer, but you were able to kind of get through them. I know I was just one-shotting those at the very end. And I'll tell you what is so annoying, is when you finally find a good team and the tower ends in like 2 days. That happened to me. Seriously, that happened to me. I finally got my perfect team for the Classic Tower. I ended up using MK11 Scorpion, MK11 Sub-Zero, and MK11 Noob Saibot. And I will tell you what, MK11 Scorpion was burning through the fights when I had him equipped with the Muramasa Blades, Craftsman's Pride, the Restless Ninja's figure, as well as the Restless Ninja's Call to Arms. Holy crap, he was melting the enemies. It was insane. So anyways, that's a bummer, but I finally did find my perfect team. So again, I think there was a lot more diamond drops on these towers. So I think some people were happy to see it go, but then on the same side, not happy to see it go because you were seeing all these rewards. And they did have some good rewards, and I want to talk about just the rewards that I was seeing out of these towers. So just on the classic normal rewards, I got a classic Liu Kang, a Fujin, and a 2 MK11 Reigns. So that's pretty crazy. That's kind of unheard of. On the Fatal, I was able to get a copy of MK11 Nightwolf, MK11 Noob, Assassin Scarlet, Classic Rain, and actually Fire God Liu Kang. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 freaking diamond fusions in that amount of time is unheard of for me because I don't spend money in the game. So I am missing that tower right now because I was seeing those diamonds drop and it was awesome. So in the last one I wanted to cover, last tweet that I did was a tweet, I'll just read it here. I said, serious or not, what's one team you'd love to see included in MK Mobile? And I said, I'll start off with it. Obviously, a favorite of mine would be a Movie Madness team. And that includes RoboCop, Spawn, and Rambo. And their passive could include a way to break the fourth wall or something like that. So I basically had no right or wrong answers. And I'll just read through some of your answers here because they're awesome. But basically, since 2.0, we got the introduction of these certain teams. You know, the Assassin team, Nightmare team, Circle Shadows, Classic team. So we got all these things. And they really haven't added any characters to a lot of those teams other than the Classic. The Classic they went absolutely crazy with. We have a ton of Classic team characters. But I'm kind of hoping that they either add characters to other teams or that we see the evolution of new teams pop up. And so these are some of your all answers to that question here. So Man with No Game 45, he says, since there are no wrong answers, I'll pick one that will never happen. Blanca from Street Fighter. Especially, he was his main back in the day. So yeah, that'd be freaking awesome. A little crossover there. Definitely not happen, but it is fun to think about. Matt GD81 says Terminator, Rambo, and RoboCop for sure. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen those characters just for how marketable they are. I would imagine that the licensing is probably expensive, but I would also think that the owners of those licenses wouldn't care to maybe get a little more money off of them. So we'll see. Original King Julian 94 says Kratos, Predator, and Spawn. It's impossible, but I want them if we were talking about guest characters. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of God of War, so Kratos in my books would be very much welcomed. Predator, on the other hand, I believe the licensing just never quite worked out for the mobile version. At least that was the rumor a long time ago between him as well as Alien. Don't know if that's actually accurate, but that's always just kind of the story that's been going along with those two characters. Spawn, of course. Come on, Spawn would be badass. And I thought Mick put out a tweet a while back referencing two characters, possibly Joker and possibly Spawn. And one of I swear he said that like even the motion capture was captured, like all the move sets were captured for this character, but they were never able to release that character. Now I don't know if he was referencing Joker, or if he was referencing Spawn or somebody else, but I want to say it was one of those two characters. And obviously we have Joker now, but maybe he was referencing Spawn. I don't know. Okay, lucky me, I see a ghost says that honestly sounds dope. I always felt like they should add at least one new character to each existing Diamond team to allow for more team building variation. For example, Cold War Kano, Ronin Shinnok, Strike Force Sonya Blade, and Assassin Rain. Those are all freaking awesome ideas. Very cool. Florin Kostin Stoika says the Deception team, Shujinko, Onaga, and any other character from that game, especially those who make their debut in MK Deception. Absolutely, it is time to start introducing characters from past games. I think they started kind of doing that with, they had Kung Lao, MK9 Kung Lao, I believe. But yeah, I would love to see other characters as well. So if you get a chance, definitely hit my Twitter page and check out that tweet, that thread, because there are some awesome freaking ideas in that. So that's kind of it for this episode. I just wanted to put one out. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, good holiday, got to spend time with family. I know I did, and it's been very busy since then, but I am waking up at midnight right now recording this because I got to get this out. So anyways, everybody, I will try to get more out more often, but I do appreciate everybody's support and everybody that does listen to this. I really appreciate it. So with that, everybody, we need to get back to the Test Your Might and answer this crazy question. The question again was, this Mortal Kombat character made his first playable debut in this game. The answer, everybody, is Monk. That's right. Monk was never an actual playable character until MKX Mobile popped around, and now he is playable. Amazing. Freaking amazing. So with that, everybody, I'm going to wrap this episode up. Hope everybody enjoyed it. I will do my best to get these out more timely, especially with these updates popping up, because I know that update's coming up pretty soon, and I'm hoping to get some guests on here as well here in the near future. That way you don't just have to sit there and listen to me talk, because that can get pretty annoying. All right, everybody. With that, I hope you all doing good, and I will catch you on the next episode. Bye. Yeah.